The musical version of Mean Girls premiered on Broadway in 2018, and now a full-length movie musical is out in wide theatrical release. And as you know, we are huge movie fans here at Sallie Tomato, which is why we took the opportunity to hack some of our bag patterns in the fashion of some of the main characters from the Mean Girls movie. And it's also the perfect time to continue to wear all that Barbie pink we wore in 2023. The bag that we have styled for our Janis bag is our Aurora pattern. This bag with a little added edge is perfect for the artistic punk rocker. For details on these styling changes, check out our blog for all the information on these pattern hacks. This version of the Aurora is made with pebble faux leather. We have also added a pocket on the exterior and embellished it with small antique rivets. Like the bag feet embellishment, you can truly place the rivets anywhere you'd like to make the design all your own. When planning, know that the rivets do not hammer completely flat, so anywhere you feature the rivets, you want to make sure that there is enough width to take up the space of the rivets. In addition to the great lining that we chose for inside this bag, we wanted to add a little extra Janis rocker style by adding a guitar strap webbing with our make a strap pattern instead of using a matching strap that is written in the pattern. When cutting out your pieces, skip cutting pieces B from the contrast fabric and instead cut 2-piece B handles that are 25 inches long from your webbing. For this hack, there are some adjustments to the seam allowances. Under the section for attaching the fleece, follow step 1. However, we basted with a 1/4 inch seam allowance because the skip top stitching on page 2 under prepare and attach the base step 4. That way the basting stitches wouldn't show when assembling the bag later on. We think that this option allows for a sleek look for the bag's base. Next up in this pattern hack is adding the exterior pocket with rivet embellishment. To help with the pocket placement, we marked 1 piece A panel for handle placement right after attaching the fleece. We'll also need to cut the pocket pieces. Cut 1 7-inch by 7-inch piece for the exterior slip pocket for the main fabric. Cut 1 7-inch by 7-inch piece for the exterior slip pocket from your lining fabric. With right sides together, align the outer edges of the exterior slip pocket pieces. Sew together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, making sure to leave a 3 to 4 inch opening along one side for turning. After sewing, trim the corners at an angle and turn the piece right side out. Press the seam edges using a seam roller or finger press for faux leather fabrics. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch and 3/8 inch from the top seam edge. Also top stitch 3/8 of an inch from the remaining 3 edges of the pocket. It's helpful to use a small piece of double-sided basting tape to hold the seam allowances of the turning opening shut. Next, position the pocket on one main fabric piece A. We centered the pocket between the placement lines and the bottom edge of the bag, but Janis would place her pocket wherever she wanted. Tape in place with washi tape and top stitch the sides and bottom edge of the pocket with an 1/8 inch seam allowance. Don't worry about the lining peeking out. We think this gives a little extra pop and would be the perfect opportunity to pick a fabric that really stands out. If you're using faux leather like we did, the extra lining peeking out creates a faux piped look. Next, mark and install the rivets centered between the top stitching rows along the sides and bottom of the pocket. We started at the corners and then filled in between. For a video tutorial on how to install rivets, be sure to check out our tutorial on our YouTube channel. Next, we'll make and attach the handles. We marked one piece A main panel earlier, so remember to mark the second piece A panel. Skip steps 1 and 2 in the pattern and follow step 3 to mark each main fabric piece A main panel. With right sides together, place the webbing handle ends a ½ inch above the lower marked line. The loop of the handle is below the line. Sew across the webbing a ½ inch from each raw end of the handle. Fold the handle up along the stitching. Follow step 4 to complete attaching the handle and repeat the steps for the remaining handle and piece A. The next step is to prepare and attach the base. Follow steps 1 and 2 in the pattern. If you have extra fleece, we've added an option to cut a base piece from the fleece following the cutting instructions for piece C. You can center the fleece over the wrong side of the base, covering the heavy stabilizer and optional bag feet. This extra layer will add a little cushion to the interior of the bag. And the last step is to assemble the exterior and lining. Make sure to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance for sewing the sides together in step 1. Leave about 6 to 7 inches unsewn for the turning opening in the lining. The larger opening is easier for turning the faux leather through. We think these bags are so fetch, and we cannot wait to see how you use these styling hacks on these patterns or perhaps other Sallie Tomato patterns. And like I mentioned before, we have all of the details for the pattern hacks in our Mean Girls blog post on our website, so you can create these bags confidently. Plus, you can find all of the links to the items I mentioned, including exclusive kits for these patterns, in the links in the description below this video. Here at Sallie Tomato, our team does an incredible job making kits for you, so it's easy to pick up a kit and start sewing right away. You have all of the supplies that you need on hand, ready for you to sew. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, we would love if you would give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspirational and educational content. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll check out the rest of our tutorials for more creative projects. See you next time.